Hello everyone, my name is Jen and welcome to Beerbound Bookworm.
No.
Now I have Rockstar on the ground, yay! So I'm here today with my top 5 Wednesday, and today's topic is top 5 books you read in one sitting. I didn't really rank these 5 to 1, I just kind of put them in a list. I'm not gonna do the classic descending 5 to 1, I'm just gonna do 5 books. So, let's get started. The first book on my list is Burned by Ellen Hawkins. This book is about a girl named Patton who is raised by a religious family. Excuse the background noise, there's construction like right across the street. It's about a girl named Patton who is raised by a religious family, and she finds a boy and she starts to date this boy, and her father, who is the one who holds all the power in the family, finds her with him and doesn't like it one bit. So he sends her to Nevada to find redemption. Instead, she starts questioning herself, her family, and her beliefs, love, and relationships in general. This was the first Ellen Hawkins book I ever read, and I found it back in high school. The only reason I picked it up from the library was because it had poetry in it, and I was like, oh cool, this is cool. You know, poetry, I like that. So I decided to read it, and I fell in love with it because it's not poetry, it's a deep, dark story in prose. I read it in one sitting pretty much. Took me like a day and a half to finish it, so I loved it. I gave that book a 5 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. The second book in my list is Crank by Ellen Hawkins. I picked up this book right after I finished Burn because I was just so in love with the writing style. So I picked up Crank and blew through that one as well. It's about a girl named Catherine who goes with her dad on a vacation one summer and finds out about crack or crank. Is it crack or is it meth? I don't know. A very, very heavy drug. She finds this drug and she becomes hooked on it instantly. Her alter ego comes out, Bree. But Bree, you find out, had been there the whole time. She wanted to be someone else, it's just the drugs kind of brought that out in her. So Catherine is the goody-goody girl, and then Bree is the girl in drugs. Pretty much becomes addicted to this drug and starts finding people who can get it for her. And she's in love with this guy named Adam. He really cares for her. And she's like, no, I really love Crank. This book hits you hard. It's very intense. It's a fast ride once you start getting the story, and I loved it. I think I gave that one a 5 out of 5 as well. Crank and Burn were both flybys for me, but I love them so much. The next book for this top 5 Wednesday is Ask Me Twice by Helen Childress. I read this book in one sitting. It's not because it was good. It's because of the exact opposite reason, actually. Because it was bad. It was too short. I didn't like it. At the end, I thought, am I missing something? Did something happen that I missed? Like, is that it? The character didn't develop at all. The story didn't really develop at all. It was about this mom. Her name is Margie, and her son just keeps committing crime after crime after crime, and they keep getting worse and worse and worse. And she's trying to accept him, but then she realizes, you know, he's not worth defending anymore. It's a good plot, it's a good story, but it just wasn't written right. It wasn't written well. I feel like it should have been drawn out a lot more. You should have gone way more into detail with the son and the relationship with the son. But instead, you feel like you don't really care at the end. You're just like, whatever, I guess. So, that's my third book. My fourth book is The Queen's Blade by T.C. Southwell. I found this book for free on Kindle. I downloaded it because it seemed like a cool plot. And I was babysitting at the time for the whole day. I finished that book and downloaded the second one. I didn't care if it cost $5 because it was that good. It's about two kingdoms, the desert and in the jungle, and there's like a mountain range in between them, and they've been at war for generations. And Queen Minasatu of the one kingdom, Queen Minasatu wants to end the war. She is crowned queen and she tells the people, I'm gonna end this war. And the people of course don't like that because that's their employment, that's their job, that's their life. They don't like a life without war. But Queen Minasatu knows that it's bad and there's a better way of doing things. So she hires this assassin named Blade, who's not really for either side and kind of does things on his own. He's the most prized assassin that they have. And he just goes and does things on his own and, you know, whatever. So she hires him and at first he's like, I don't want to do anything for anyone. But then he realizes, you know, this would be awesome. And he gets revenge on the people he hates. So he decides to work for her. And you're taken on this journey through, I think, there are multiple books. There are more than 3 books. There's like 6 or 7. I loved it. I think I gave that book a 5 out of 5 as well. I'm going to be rereading the series very soon. I downloaded all the books back onto my phone because they were on my Kindle. So I will be rereading those books and reviewing them properly soon. And the last book for my top 5 Wednesday read in one sitting books is Bloodlines by Richelle Mead. This book I found at like Smith's or Walmart and I saw the name and I was like, oh cool, she did another book series. And then I read the back of it. This book I took home and I read in one night. I loved it so much. The character is Sydney and she's working for the alchemists and she's going to the college or the high school, I'm not sure which. She's going to protect Lisa's sister. And so she's sent there as an undercover alchemist. And Adrian is in this book. And you see a bit of Rose and Lissa. And Sydney at first detests all these vampires surrounding her and the magic. And she's like, ugh, I hate this place. I don't like being here. They're gross. Ow. But then she gets caught up in the drama and she starts realizing that they're people just like her and she starts to change. And this series, I love it so much. I've read all but the last book. I gave this book a 5 out of 5, I think. I don't know if I've rated it on Goodreads or not. But I've read all but the last book in this series, and I need to get that book soon so that I can figure out what happens, because a lot is left to be said in this series with one book. I'm ready to read the last book. I just need to find it and then read it, and then I'll be done with the series, and then I'll be happy. That is my top 5 Wednesday. I hope you guys enjoyed it. You can leave comments in the comments below with your top 5 books you read in one sitting, or you should do a video about it yourself. I would love to watch it. So thanks for watching and happy reading. Bye guys!